What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all had a great weekend, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Gus Noah. So today is going to be another tutorial that has been requested by many people through YouTube and Instagram. So now let's get into tutorial number 16.
It's been a difficult year. Terrorists don't prey on innocent victims. Trust me, darling.
So the topics I'm going to be showing you all today is how to apply color grading presets to your videos in Premiere. A lot of people recently have been asking me if I use anyone else's presets. No, I do not. I create all of my presets on my own. And through a lot of requests by people through Instagram, I finally decided to release a pack of 5 Luts on Etsy. I will be leaving that link down below in the description for you guys to use. And also in the rest of the tutorial, that is what I'm going to be going over, is using those Luts in that pack, how to adjust them, how to apply them for each video clip, because some are meant for certain situations and the different environments you may have shot in. So now let's get into Premiere Pro so I can show you guys how to use these Luts and how to apply them. Now that we're in Premiere, let's look at the shots that I'm going to be showing as examples for the Luts. So right here I have a drone shot during the day and another drone shot here around midday too. Now I have a half in, half out shot, an underwater shot, another midday shot, kind of moody forest shot, another one with a lot of green, and a sunrise shot at the beach. So let's start with the first clip. And the way you apply these Luts, make sure you're in the color tab right here, and then you see right here in basic correction where it says input Lut, you do not want to put it there. I'm going to tell you why. When you put a Lut there, after you apply it, you cannot change the intensity of it, meaning like decreasing the amount of the Lut is in it or increasing it. You want to be able to adjust that. So where you want to be able to put your Lut is in the creative. So come right here, press creative, and you're going to see this tab pop up, and you're going to see look, none. You're going to want to click that, go to browse, and then go to the color grading preset pack, and you will see right here the different Luts. So for this one, I'm going to want to use the midday Lut. So double click that, and see, now it applied. So that's how it looks with and without it. Looks good. I think it's a little too much with the orange right there. So if you think it's too much, if you don't, that's up to you. For me, I'm going to come to the intensity and lower it a bit like that. Perfect. I think that looks good. You could even lower it a little more if you want, right around 70. And then that's how you apply the Lut, with the intensity, with the option of being able to change it. And then what's cool about applying a Lut, you can still do other corrections. So you could go back up to basic correction, lower the highlights, raise the shadows if you want, add more contrast. You could change the temperature, add some tint, play around with it, lower the saturation, raise the saturation. You can still do so much color grading. The Lut is just a base for the color that you want to put for that shot. So that's the midday Lut, and this one I will also use the midday Lut, so you guys can also see how this looks here. So again, go to make sure you're in creative, go to look and put midday Lut, and that's how it looks with the Lut, without, and then with. There I would actually just leave the intensity the way it is, maybe come up to basic correction, raise the shadows a little bit, raise the highlights a bit, maybe make it a little warmer, 5, and add a tint to it, 3. And that's what I do whenever I do my color grading with Luts. I play around with it. You could keep going back and forth, adding more, maybe add a blue to the shadows a bit, warm up the highlights. But there's so much you can do with the Luts. So now let's go over here to the half in and half out shot. It's really saturated in greens and blues, and I kind of want to make it a little bit, the greens a little warmer and the water not so dark blue, more of an aqua. So go back to creative, look, browse, and you're gonna want to look for the half and half LUT and double click that. See, now that's how it looks with the LUT and without the LUT. It's a little warmer, the blues is not as saturated, and it's a little more aqua, which is my kind of style whenever I like to do my color grading. So if you want, I would lower it not that much, probably like by 10, like that. Maybe raise up the shadows in basic a little bit, just a little, not too much, and raise the highlights, maybe put a little more contrast, and just play around with it. I think that looks good right there. See how it looks before and after. Yeah, it looks really good. Okay, so that's how you work the half and half shot. And then now let's go over here to where it's just strictly underwater. Go back to creative, look, browse, and we're gonna look for the underwater LUT, which is right here. Double click that, and there we go. Let's lower the intensity a little bit. The blues are a little too desaturated. Like, let's put it around 85. Come up to basic. Raise the saturation just a bit. Then the contrast a little bit, darken it a bit. Raise the highlights like that. Actually, put it up to around 92 right there. And that looks really good. There we go. I think that looks perfect. Because whenever I shoot underwater, I don't like when I color grade it for the blues to be too saturated. I like to raise the highlights, raise the shadows a little bit so you can see more details and backgrounds and those light rays right there. So that's how you work that underwater LUT. I think that looks really good. Yeah, it's nice. And then now let's go over here and let's go to browse, and let's do the midday again right there. And that looks really good. I actually wouldn't change the intensity on that. Probably come over here, raise the shadows just a bit, maybe make it a little, add some tint to it. And that's pretty much how that midday looks right there. That looks really good. Now let's see before, after. It's subtle, but it's a nice change. Whenever I do my color grading, I like to have like a little desaturated kind of feel. Raise the blacks, the shadows, desaturate it a bit, make it a little warm, and that's kind of my style. And now let's go over to this other clip of this deer in the woods, and let's go over here and go to look, browse, and add the desaturated forest look. Since it's a little dark and moody and I want to have the greens a little bit desaturated, I will put this LUT. It's subtle, but again, very nice. Raises the oranges a bit, the reds and background right there in the foliage, and the greens are a little more desaturated and darker before and after. I think I'll leave it just like that. Go up to basic, raise the shadows just a bit, maybe a little bit more contrast, just darken it a bit. These are the highlights. Actually, contrast a little more. That looks really good right there. See the before and after. Before, after. That looks good right there. Okay, now let's go over here, and again you see a lot of green, so I'm gonna put the desaturated forest LUT on it. Go to browse, desat forest, and that looks really good right there. The greens are desaturated, not so green, and the yellow's a little more warmer. And again, I wouldn't change the intensity on that either. I like how that looks. I'll raise the shadows just a bit to pull more detail, and raise the highlights just a bit, and it's pretty much all I would do for that clip right there. That looks really good like that. So that's with it and without it. I think that looks perfect. And last one, so I can show you guys with the forest LUT. Go to creative, browse, and again desat forest. Yeah, I'm gonna lower the intensity a little bit on that. My skin tone is a little too red and orange, so I'm gonna lower that a bit like that. That looks good. And you could go over here to color to curves, and lower the saturation just a bit by clicking around in the orange right there. Just lower it a bit. A little subtle change. Lower the red just a bit. And even if you want, you can lower the intensity a little more. Like that. I think that looks good. That's with the LUT and before the LUT. So now let's go over to the last clip of the shot during sunrise in the ocean. So I will use a sunrise LUT with this. I will go to Look, Browse, and select the sunrise LUT. And that looks really nice right there. I wouldn't change the intensity on that. So that's with the LUT and before the LUT. And all I would do again is just raise the shadows just a bit to pull some detail, pull some more detail in the waves, maybe raise the highlights just a bit, add a little bit of a tint, and a little warmer in the temperature. And I think that looks really good like that. So again, before and with the LUT. So that is a pack of the 5 LUTs that I have in my first color grading pack. I put that on Etsy, and I will leave the link of that down below in the description for you guys to use. I hope you guys really like these LUTs and they help make your videos pop even more. I will be trying to release more packs for different color moods, different lighting situations and stuff in the future. So if you really like this LUT, please leave a comment down in the description and let me know how it looks, how they work for your videos. And if you post things with my LUTs, just tag me. I would love to see the work you've done with them. And if you like this video, please subscribe and like. I will be trying to do a tutorial once a week. And thank you for watching.